Hi. So you probably clicked on this video because life has probably been testing you. So yeah, guess who life has been testing? Me! So anyways, like I said, you probably clicked on this video because you relate to the title. And did I make this title in video because I want more engagement and followers and a potential to go viral, as none of my other videos have really gone to that extent yet? Yes. Oh, and also have my Katie Fang moment. Of course. But am I also here to, like, show you that you're not alone at all, and that, life is going to test you, whether you like it or not. Yeah, I'm also here to tell you guys and rant with you guys about it. So they're not mutually exclusive. So yeah, let me just dig in with the motivation. So some of you guys are very peaceful and lovely and want to be the bigger person, and are all about forgiving people and not about spite. Not me. So in my humble opinion, which I think that people who are like me, who are not as who are maybe a little bit more small-minded and not as willing to, like, forgive and stuff, are very spiteful, because I am a very spiteful person. But guess what is amazing about that spite? It is what's keeping me going. So I'm sure that there's people who can relate to, like, spite being the fuel, and like other people might be like, that's not mentally healthy. That's not da 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 da. Okay, well, it's the reason why I'm here right now, right? Like, I could just be like, oh, let me just give up completely. But spite is the reason why I want to still be successful in life. So, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Um, and it's to the extent where I'm like, I post music content, right? Like, I want to be a singer, I want to be a DJ who tours the world, and it's not like a want. I know it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. I'm currently not at that status, in case you can not tell from looking at my YouTube in the moment, but it's gonna happen one day, because I am Delulu, and I'm just gonna keep being Delulu until it becomes my reality. So why don't you do the same thing? Yeah. Oh, I just moved my mic. The amount of ums, please stop. In case you cannot tell, I have severe. Okay, I have ADHD. I don't know how severe it is, but it's very obvious from me talking. So I'm to the point where, like, I need to be, like, successful as a music artist. To the point where, like, the people who made me feel miserable, the people who, like, just did me dirty in general, or like recruiters who, like, rejected me from, like, a job, they're gonna be like, oh, I know her, I knew her, or stuff like that. And then for me to be like, who are you? Because I'm just that petty. And you cannot tell me you never have that scenario in your mind, right? So yeah, I hope that, like, there's people who, relate to not being more petty, because, like, hey, whatever keeps you going in life is whatever keeps you going in life. And spite, like I said, it's a lovely and adrenaline filled feeling that I want to, keep using as my motivation. And I think I've kind of, like, talked in circles and said, like, the same words just to say that spite is my motivation. So maybe I should move on to, like, how life is actually testing me. So let me give some examples. The people who are looking for a job, you might be unemployed. You might be employed. You might hate your job. I don't know. I don't know what your situation is, but what I can tell you is that I am unemployed. Well, actually, I can't say that now because I'm employed. I'm going to start with my job at the mall, which is retail. And what can I say about this? So the stigma that I already face as an Asian American who got 2 degrees at a pretty good university. I got a degree in information systems and accounting, and the fact that I am working a minimum wage job, I definitely know that it is going to be faced with judgment, absolute judgment. And I think that that is very unfair and cruel, because sometimes a minimum wage job is what somebody can get, and people who are working for minimum wage also deserve the utmost respect, because, like, at the end of the day, they're working to make some income. They're not being some lazy ass couch potato not doing anything, which has been me for, like, the past few months. Although I need to give myself more credit. I wasn't just being a lazy couch potato, but I was trying to find, like a corporate job that, like a 9 to 5, right? One that I would be able to earn more from, but I can't really help it if they're, like, kind of all rejecting me. So, yeah. It got to the extent where I made it through like every single round of interviews for this one corporate position that I was really hoping to get. Excuse me. Um, and guess what? After the very last interview, I was rejected. So, yeah. Then on the same day, though, I was like, this is kind of a sign. I got an email from the retail job that I applied to like more than a whole month ago. I completely forgot that I applied. I thought it was really funny that I received an email from the retail place on the same day I got rejected from the corporate job. So, yeah, even though I'm probably going to be making like not nearly as much as I would be in like that corporate job, I think that it will be very um helpful in developing my ability to like talk with customers, and just like it will expand my view on life as a fact. Like I know that. So I'm definitely like still looking forward to that stage in my life. And another thing about like the job part was that I applied for something overseas, because I don't really think I need to elaborate more on like how and why I want to leave the US in this current state. So there was an overseas job that I was hoping to get, in which I would be able to utilize my ability to speak Mandarin and English fluently, because I sadly do not have enough work experience to just be getting hired anywhere. So then I was like, I would have to be able to use my language skills or something, because it's too competitive right now for me to actually get hired by like a corporate place and then have it be actually based on the degrees that I got, because clearly getting a degree is not enough right now in this economy. And I was waiting for the recruiter to respond. I received absolutely no response. And then I tried to resume my application so that I can just submit it, because I was like, I can't keep waiting. And guess freaking what? The job was gone. So there goes my dreams of going overseas for the time being. Now, I did apply to more positions that will be overseas, and they're like literally internships, but the problem with that is that I have already graduated and they're looking for people who are still trying to be students. So, like, what am I supposed to do, right? Like, it's actually like crazy and it's impossible right now. Like, I'm not saying like that's not possible to get something, but like, like life has been testing me. In case you couldn't tell, all of this has happened within like 1 to 2ish weeks. So imagine like how I'm feeling. And like I have a sprained ankle that just will not completely heal, and I have a martial arts competition coming up within like 2 months. And I also have ADHD, and it's really hard for me to remember moves. And with that means that I have trouble remembering my forms, like my martial arts forms that I literally need to compete with. So that's great. And to add on more is that I am stuck in a community of people who I didn't get to choose whether I knew them or not, because those of you who like are ethnic and stuff, you would, I mean, not just people who are ethnic, but like as somebody who's Chinese American, right? There's a Chinese community where I'm at. And as thankful as I am for it, it's honestly really exhausting having to, talk with the aunties, and like whenever they ask me about like when I'm like what job I have, like then I'm gonna have to be like, oh, I have one at the mall, for them to be like, oh, like, because they know like my actual background in like school and whatever. So that's really freaking annoying. And just like having them be nosy in general, because they know my mom. So it's not like I got to choose to know them. And like also they focus on so much on like body shaming you. Like it got to a point where like I didn't gain weight this time. I actually lost weight, and they were celebrating it to a point where I was like, so if I did the opposite, let's say I gained some weight, then you would have also pointed that out and probably called me a big fatso, since their praise for you is very conditional in terms of your weight. And so yeah, I really want to leave this area, and like a combination of how this country is right now and also wanting to leave this community means that I need to get out of this country. And clearly it's not looking that like viable right now, but I'm still gonna keep trying. But is life testing me? Yeah, it absolutely is. There's so many other things that I can say. Like even today, I was getting my blood drawn for lab tests to like let my doctor see like my health levels and whatever. And I went back home, and then I got a freaking call, and they were like, "Oh, oops, we forgot a few, so you have to come back." So I was like, I woke up early to get the lab done, and then I came back home only to have to go again. So I had to drive an extra 30 minutes, which is lovely. Um, and it just, usually I wouldn't start crying over something like that, but because of like all of these things that I just mentioned that have literally been pissing me off, like I literally started crying, and you know that I'm not exactly in the most normal state of mind when that is the case. And so that gave my motivation to make this video, and maybe this video is where I'm going to open a lot of doors. Just yeah, but then again, like with the engagement I've received on previous videos, I'm just not gonna have to expect too much, because yeah, or else I'm gonna get disappointed. Um, but like either way, like whatever happens, happens, right? Like you need to know that like as much as it's testing you, like you're gonna make it out somehow, right? Like it's so hard to believe when you're in the moment, because I'm literally in the moment. I'm literally making this video as my own advice too. And I have an example of like everything happens for a reason. Now there's obviously always exceptions, right? Like there's certain things that I just think that are terrible and should never happen to anybody. But in this case for me, it was brutal. I was supposed to go study abroad for a whole year, a whole semester, right? I was supposed to study abroad in Beijing, in spring 2020, but thanks to COVID, it got canceled. And so because of it getting canceled, I was just like, great, fuck my life. So I started crying a bunch, and then I threw up. It was that bad. But then 3 years later, I got laid off from my job, and I then was like, hey, about that year, I mean, about that like semester of exchange you never got to do, why don't you try it now? So then I applied, and I literally just had the best year of my entire life because I took a leap of sorry for spitting, leap of faith. So had I not been for the cancellation, I would not have gone on a whole year of exchange in which my grades didn't matter, and just like I just got to do so much because of it. And it was also the reason why I decided that I want to do music as my job eventually. Whether based on my current stats, right, I'm not at the level where I can tour the world yet, but someday, guys, someday it will happen. Yeah, Delulu is the Salulu. What are you gonna do about it? Um, so coming back from that exchange year and then going into this boring A star life where I have to deal with aunties who I don't want to talk to, where I want to just move out every second I get the chance, and stuff like that. It's really not ideal. Really is not. It just has me missing that year and hoping for something that could even be close to living up to that experience. But I also remember that I had times like that too in the past where I thought that I was never going to have something ever, like something good ever again. And then I just ended up having a whole year of life even better than that year. So I'm just trying to motivate myself to keep going by being like, there will be better ahead. You're currently going through a character development phase, Like this isn't winter arc, I guess. This is my whole 2024 to 2025 arc, and I know that I'm going to be able to go somewhere better. But either way, enough about like my whole rant on this. I just hope that like you can feel motivated by what I'm talking about, because despite like the stuff that I'm talking about, I'm thankful for my parents who like still let me live at their house, right? Like without having to pay rent, and not having me worry about food and stuff. Like cuz as much as I want to stay in my own place, I'm very thankful for things in my life. I'm thankful for the friends that I have at home, and I hope that you can also do the same thing. So you can be spiteful, but let's also be thankful. And good things will keep coming your way. Like whether you don't believe it, right, whether you believe it or not, like it's gonna happen if you believe in it and if you at least do something to work towards it. So yeah, I think I've really yapped like enough, and I'm not wearing glasses, so I can't tell how long this video has gone till, but I just like, yeah, like thank you so much for listening, and like please subscribe if you enjoy music content, if you like people who DJ, who sing, and also if there is a demand, I can keep making videos where I just yap to the camera. So toodaloop, thank you so much, like I said 10 billion times, for listening. Yeah, let's talk in the future.